What's up, guys? I'm Scar here from theScore eSports here with C9 Meteos. After a 2-0 win against TL, I thought it'd be a lot closer than that. What happened in those games? How did you come out so quick, so strong, so clean?
Well, I don't know. I think that it was kind of a weird game. Nice. I think it was kind of a weird game because it didn't really affect the seeding for either teams. And so it felt like we cared a bit more about the win than they did. And I think in the draft, we came out super ahead both games. So game one was pretty easy. I didn't think their team comp was particularly strong. And it just went really well for us. And then game two still felt like we came out a bit ahead in the draft. So I think that was a big part. And then we played pretty decently today.
Uh, you haven't played against Dardoch twice this split. What do you think about him as a player? Like everyone always hypes up Dardoch. I like to see into your mind what you really think of as him as like a direct competitor.
Well, I think Dardoch is really good. He's one of the younger players. He's one of the newer players in LCS. So I think he's still got some stuff to learn. So does everyone. But I think he has a lot of confidence and he knows how to carry. Like he really likes playing carry junglers, that kind of thing. So he's good at that. I think he takes a bit more resources than some other players, and it's not really a bad thing. It's just sort of his style. So sometimes it gets the rest of his team behind, which kind of happened today. Game two, he's hacker him 2 levels up on me, but like the rest of his team is really behind. So I think overall he's a really good player, but I haven't really seen him do like a really team play style that much.
How is it now knowing that you guys have secured third place and are playing either Envy or Apex for the first match?
Well, I feel pretty good about dodging CLG Liquid first round because I think they have looked stronger so far. But then again, you don't really want to go into playoffs thinking like, oh, we've got the easy match, because I think Envy won actually. So I don't think Envy is going to be easy at all. I think they're a really good team. So it's really going to come down to whoever can prepare the best over the next 2 weeks for playoffs. So I think ultimately anyone we had to play is fine, because if we want to get to Worlds, it's a pretty hard trip, and we're going to have to do really well in playoffs.
So actually, like a lot of teams tell me these 2 weeks of practice help out a lot going to playoffs. Like you saw last year's TSM was just a complete mess, but in playoffs they really cranked it up and were able to get to the finals. Do you feel like that's going to be a situation for you guys too, where you guys are really going to crack down and try to crank it up for the end of the year?
Well, I hope so. We've been trying to do that all the weeks in the season too, but yeah, I mean, I think it helps getting everyone on the same page, because you're just like, okay, playoffs is it. If we mess this up, we're done. So I think every team's going to be really motivated, and hopefully we can just do better than everyone else.
I have to ask because this is the final week of NALCS, but you guys are now going to have to spend 2 weeks practicing a new patch, potentially removing lane swaps altogether. Have you played a little bit on this patch, and how do you feel about this patch?
I think the new patch is pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about lane swaps. From a strategic standpoint, it opens some stuff up, but it also denies a lot of plays, because if you know that you're probably going to have standard lane setups, there's a lot of stuff you can do with its like level 1 strategies or certain picks. So it should be interesting. I think every team is comfortable playing standard lane, so I don't think it'll be like this huge deal. There aren't teams that are like, okay, we can only lane swap. So I don't think it'll be as big of a deal as some people think it is, but it seems like a pretty good patch. The turret first blood is interesting, because whoever gets first turret's just super fed now. They get infinite money. So I think the changes will be pretty cool.
I've wanted to ask, so I've kind of figured out support meta by now. It's like almost everything is viable. I asked Smoothie about it the other week. What's a jungle meta look like? I especially from someone like you who tends to play like 2 or 3 very, very similar champions, or I guess 3 of the same champions. Is it more expansive? Because the first game you played against Sejuani, which is really surprising to me, and I really wanted to know like what is the possibility, right, or what are the possibilities right now in the jungle?
Well, I think for the jungle meta, jungle is one of these roles where your champion has to be able to do like this set of things, and if your champion can't do it, it's just not worth picking. So Rek'Sai, Gragas, obviously the ones that have been playing a lot lately. It's not really a secret they're really strong champs, because they're so versatile. Like they scale well, they don't really need a lot of income, they can still make a ton of plays, and they're strong early, which is just a really good combination for junglers. I think there are other champions that are really good, like Nidalee, Hecarim are picked quite often. I think Elise is still pretty decent. Every once in a while you'll see a Graves. I think Kindred got nerfed into the ground, which is kind of sad. But I think the jungle meta is probably less diverse than all the other roles, just because of I don't know, Riot doesn't really balance champions for competitive jungling, you know? Like, you'll get solo queue, and the highest win rates are always, like, these AFK farm junglers that do nothing. But in a competitive game, you kind of saw against Liquid Game 1, they picked Sejuani, and she's just really low pressure early. Even though he got level 6 by, like, 630, he couldn't really do anything because his lanes were already in such a deficit. So having that early pressure, especially in the new patch where you can't lane swap, is very valuable. So I think that you will still see, like, most early game junglers.
Let me ask, do you personally like this jungle meta?
It's okay. I mean, I don't really have anything to complain about. Generally, when I'm playing competitively, I don't focus as much on how I think the game should be played. I just try to play it the way it is, you know? So I'm fine playing like Rek'Sai Gragas every game. I just try to get as good as I can on those champions because Rek'Sai is pretty straightforward, but there's still some cool things you can do, like setting up your tunnels to move around the map fast, using your ult smart, that kind of thing. Gragas, I think there's a lot of skill there, just trying to use his ult correctly because it's such a like impactful and outplayable ability. So I think they're cool champs, but maybe like I wish Elise was a bit better.
Oh, I want to ask. So think of all the champions in the game right now. What's the one champion you hate playing against, whether it be competitive or normally? What's the one champion you just wish just was removed from the game?
Well, I've got a lot of those. Any champ that is just purely defensive, like the two ones I've hated since the beginning of time are like Janna, Soraka, because the issue I have with healing champs is that there's really no way to outplay them. Like with Soraka, you target your ally with an ability and you just spam it and you just out heal stuff. And then it kind of makes this dynamic where it's like, okay, if you have a healing debuff item, then you can beat them. If you don't, you're probably never going to win a fight. So I don't think that's very interesting. It's like, it's not really judging skill or anything like that. It's just kind of like you either can kill them or you can't. And I think those champs are just super boring.
Okay. Do you have any last words to say? Anything to your fans for the great 2-0 you had today?
Probably not much since last update. You know, just thanks for the continued support, and hopefully we show up big in playoffs.
One of the best North American junglers in North America. I'm Scarra here with theScore eSports. You can find more content online in our mobile app. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a nice day.